Okay, well, welcome to the launch meeting for the 2016 Super Speedy Car Race. I've got a few things I'd like to show you, and I would like to demonstrate because I think it will help in your understanding of the whole thing. And first of all, I'd like to show you where we were last year. So we'll have a little run on this car, and I recommend, if you can, you set something like this up at your school. Now, just in case you're not familiar with it, some of you haven't done this before, we have a little solenoid system here, which the guests on the day, there's one of these behind each lane, so we run 5 lanes of cars at the same time, and the dignitary, when I call out over the loudspeaker, ready, steady, go, the kids will put the throttles up, and then after a few seconds the speaker hits a big red emergency stop button, which pops up these solenoids, and the loops that you are asked to put on the back of your cars there release the car. There is a loop sheet which will be uploaded to the internet soon. I've managed to get the website changed so that I can upload all sorts of files to the internet, and gradually over the next few days I'll be uploading the files. It's taken a while to get that done because I've been on this morning actually. Anyway, this is a car of the general sort that we had last year, and I particularly wanted to show you this car because this car did not pass the impact test. The race is not only who can be the first across the line, which is important, and George keeps winning, but it's also who can withstand impact with a sponge, car sponge, tied onto the rope with a little bit of give in it. And about the best simulation I can do of that is a 5-metre smooth track like that with what we've got here is just a bit more than a car sponge at the end, and that seems to be kind of about the best way to kind of judge it. Anyway, the kids that made this one were going for lightness, and as you can see it's kind of patched up with hot glue and metal rods, and that isn't going to be possible this year because there are so many of you competing that it'll be, if you're not ready to go in the next 3 minutes, you're out, because I've got 40 teams and it's just not going to work. So let's just switch this on and give it a run. Okay, you can see that did itself a little bit apart when it landed, and I would suggest that you make the motor mounting a little bit stronger than it is. But
they certainly fly, don't they?
They certainly do fly, yeah. And the important thing to mention as well is that this year we're working with about twice the thrust. When this motor was charged a couple of days ago, it was giving 410 grams of thrust. And we've got a new motor over there, and I'll be showing you that in a minute. However, first of all, before we get to that, I want just to talk for a moment or two about your box of kit. You get 2 boxes per school, and I think that's really important because if the kids in one school make 2 cars, even if they manage to do the unthinkable on the day and upset one of the radio control systems and it doesn't run, if you have a second kit, at least they can support their mates, and it does make for a much better success rate and much better enjoyment. So, take the lid off your box. If you've got an odd numbered box, this is an odd numbered box, that's the master box, and it's got everything in it for the teacher and the engineer. And so in this box, in addition to the basic kit, everything you need to make it, you will also find that you've got one of these, which is a LiPo charger, and it'll be in a box that looks like that. And you should have a power meter, and in fact this is the power meter that we had over there, it's on there now, so there'll be a power meter and a thing like that. There'll be a length of cord, so you can set yourself up a 5-meter test track like that, and 1 or 2 other bits and pieces that are particular to the main set. Now, every item on these boxes has been checked. There's a complete box contents list there, and as we put them in, they've been ticked off. You will notice they're different for the odd numbered kits to the even numbered kits, so don't get the box lids mixed up. This is an odd numbered box, and so it's got force meter cord and battery charger, which the other ones don't have. But they're all being ticked off, and hopefully everything that we hope to put in there is in there. It was all done on a volunteer basis, so if there's some bits missing, please accept my apologies and contact me. We've got spare of everything. So we've got 5 complete spare kits of everything and another 5 partial sets of everything. So should something go wrong, you have an accident, I can supply new, hopefully. If it's